On May 16th, another Alberta pastor was arrested for breaking public health orders. This time, it was Calgary pastor Tim Stevens of Fairview Baptist Church. He was taken into custody following his church service and spent 2 days in jail. According to his lawyers with the Justice Centre for Constitutional Freedoms, Pastor Tim's arrest was illegal. Now, to discuss this in more detail is the president of the Justice Centre, John Carpe. John, how was it illegal if Pastor Tim was allegedly breaking public health orders?
The arrest was illegal because police can only arrest you for breaking a public health order if the police have an injunction, a court injunction that authorizes the police to arrest you immediately and toss you in jail immediately. Without an injunction, what police can do is they can issue a $2,000 ticket, but then they don't arrest you and toss you in jail, and you have the right to plead not guilty and defend yourself against the $2,000 ticket. And you actually have the right to force the government to produce medical and scientific evidence in court to try to justify its public health measures. So when the police arrested Pastor Tim Stevens, there was no injunction that the police had to authorize that. So the arrest and the imprisonment of Pastor Tim Stevens was completely illegal.
Now, speaking of arrested pastors, what's the latest with Pastor James Coates of Grace Life Church near Edmonton, who spent 35 days in jail for breaking provincial health orders during the pandemic?
Well, Pastor Coates had his first 2 days of trial on May 3rd and May 4th, and the trial is going to continue in the month of June. What's interesting is that the Alberta government, after 13 months of lockdowns, did not produce any medical or scientific evidence in court on May 3rd or 4th, and is trying to drag this out, trying to stall this for as long as possible. So the government is terrified of having to actually show the court and show the public, is there really a scientific basis for these lockdown measures? And they're running away as fast as possible. But sooner or later in the trial of Pastor Coates, it might not be till July or August or September, but the government will be forced to actually produce medical evidence and scientific evidence in court to try to justify these public health orders that are violating our charter freedoms.
Thanks so much, John. That was John Carpe, president of the Justice Centre for Constitutional Freedoms, joining me from Calgary.